Alright folks, we're diving back into Magic the Gathering Arena, and today we're going to look at a new deck. It's got an interesting strategy, and hopefully I can make it work on the battlefield. So let's take a look at the deck. The main card that we're going to be focusing on is Krenko, Tin Street Kingpin. 3 mana for a 1/2. Not too expensive, not too powerful, but his ability is insane if we can get it to work. Whenever Krenko, Tin Street Kingpin attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it, then create a number of 1/1 red goblin creature tokens equal to Krenko's power. So if we can get his power very high, if we can get a large number of counters on him, he'll attack and generate a stupid number of goblin creature tokens, and the swarm will grow to sizes that are uncontrollable, and we'll win the game that way. Now, in order to facilitate increasing Krenko's power, we've got the Marauder's Axe. Equipped creature gets +2/+0. It's 2 mana to play the card and 2 mana to equip the Marauder's Axe. We've also got Sure Strike, 2 mana for an instant spell. Target creature gets +3/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn. All of these things are increasing the power of Krenko, which will increase the number of tokens we generate when we attack. We've also got the Goblin Trashmaster in the deck. 4 mana for a 3/3. Other goblins you control get +1/+1. If we have him, Krenko, and a bunch of tokens on the field at the same time, the game is basically ours. There's not much people can do to stop a horde of like 15 goblin tokens that are all 2/2s. It's a massive amount of damage. The volume is way too high to deal with. The final synergistic card with the goblins in the deck is the Siege Gang Commander. When Siege Gang Commander enters the battlefield, create 3 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. I can spend 2 mana to sacrifice a goblin. Siege Gang Commander deals 2 damage to any target. So he's just a way for us to get rid of smaller creatures on the battlefield, or just do damage straight to the face if we need to. The rest of the deck is just about dealing some damage to targets, so a little bit of removal. So we've got Lightning Strike, Blind Blast, 3 mana, deal 1 damage to target creature. That creature can't block this turn, and I get to draw a card. We've got the Arcane Encyclopedia. We put it on the field. It's an artifact. We can spend 3 mana to draw a card. We've also got the Mana Geode. I play with this a lot. It allows me to scry the top of my deck when I put it into the battlefield, so I get to look at the top card and choose if I want to keep it there or put it at the bottom of the deck. We've also got Jaya Venerated Fire Mage. This is a very powerful card. If another red source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals that much damage +1 to that permanent or player instead. And she can remove 2 loyalty counters to deal 2 damage to any target. And that's pretty much the gist of it. There are obviously other cards in the deck that I didn't mention, but we'll talk about them if I get to play with them. Now let's try and get some Krenko carnage going on. Alright, not an ideal hand, but I'm going to keep it. The Burning Tree Vandal is an interesting card. Whenever Burning Tree Vandal attacks, you may discard a card. If you do draw a card, I like that effect. Right? It gives me something to think about, something to play around with. Now, in general, I want to get Krenko on the battlefield on turn 3, and I want him to attack on turn 4. And it looks like things are going to work out that way because we drew him at the start of our turn. So turn 3, he's going to come out. Turn 4, he's going to make an attack. And we'll cross our fingers that he survives long enough to do all that stuff. Our opponent is using a blue deck, so they're most likely going to have a lot of control for us to deal with. But for now, all they have is the Diamond Mare. Whenever you cast a spell of the chosen color, you gain 1 life, and he chose blue. So he's most likely going to gain a hell of a lot of life from that. Alright, looks like we're going to get at least 1 attack off. And what's really cool is I put the Suspicious Bookcase in the deck. I can spend 3 mana, target creature can't be blocked this turn. I like that. I like that a lot. But before I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Blind Blast on the Diamond Mare. Deal 1 damage. Target creature can't block this turn. I get to draw a card. I drew another Krenko. I can't play him, though, because you can only have 1 legendary creature on the field at a time. So we're going to get our first attack out, get that counter, and now I have 2 goblins on the field. We're already starting to snowball a little bit, and it feels pretty good. So if I get another attack out next turn, then I'm going to get 3 tokens on the field added. And that feels pretty awesome. Right? The Scholar of Stars, when he enters the battlefield, if you control an artifact, draw a card. He did, in fact, control an artifact. Alright, I'm going to bring out the Gutter Snipe. He doesn't have any mana available to make any plays. But the worst thing that he can do right now is gang block on Krenko and kill him. But I'm willing to kind of take that risk because I have another one in my hand. So he's a 3/4. I've got 5 goblin tokens. This is going pretty well so far. All right, he's choosing not to deal with the 10th Street Kingpin. That could prove to be a mistake, but he might have some removal in his hand, so that could be influencing his decisions. Now, I have a lot of strategies that I can employ right now, both in my hand and on the field. So this is where things are going to start getting funky. The Gearsmith Guardian is very, very strong and a bit intimidating. It's 5/5. But with the Suspicious Bookcase, I don't really have to worry about anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to make any plays from my hand. I'm just going to use the Suspicious Bookcase to make our boy unblockable. And I'm going to go for an attack. And that's going to generate me 4 more tokens. Alright, so this is what happens when you allow the 10th Street Kingpin to snowball out of control. It gets very difficult to deal with. It just the raw number of tokens I have, it's intimidating. It's a bit intimidating. And if I draw into the Trash Master, then all of these tokens become 2/2s, and that's even crazier. We do have a second Gearsmith Guardian on the field, though. That is a bit problematic. But I drew into a mana, and that feels good. So I have 5 on the field, so I get to make a fun play here. I can spend the Suspicious Bookcase. No, I can't make it. Well, I can make a play. I can use the Suspicious Bookcase again to make Krenko unblockable, and I can use Lightning Strike on his face. So that's going to do 3 damage, and Gutter Snipe is going to do 2 more damage to the face as well. Whenever I cast an instant or sorcery, Gutter Snipe deals 2 damage to an opponent. And this time we go for the Krenko. That's 4. Oh, hello, lethal damage. Did I do the math right on this? 7, 10. Well, 5 is unblocked. Oh, yeah, I definitely did the math right. I totally did, right? Did I do the math? The math was done correctly. Oh boy, that felt really good. I've been working on this deck for quite a while, and there have been a lot of iterations of it that did not work. And this one feels like the best version of it. So let's go do another match and see how it plays out. See if we can scrape another couple of wins out of it. All right, we've got good mana in our hand, but we don't have Krenko, and I don't like to keep hands that don't have him because he's the whole point of the deck. But I'm gonna go ahead and try my luck with this because we did get a Suspicious Bookcase, and that is very valuable to our strategy as well. Whoa, that was quick. That's what she said. Anyway, the 10th Street Dodger. I wish I had that. It's got haste, and he can't be blocked this turn except by creatures with Defender. That's fun. Looks like we're going Goblin versus Goblin, but the Suspicious Bookcase is going to be very strong against these low-level creatures with not a lot of power because I can just block them and no harm is done. Now, if he has Burn, that changes things a little bit, but that's fine. Yeah, from the looks of things, we're just going to be going up against a very, very aggressive deck with a lot of very small creatures. And unfortunately, my hand isn't paying off that well. I'm going to bring out the Gutter Snipe. I'm most likely going to use it just to block something because I don't have a lot of plays that I can make with him right now. So let's see if we can survive this very, very aggressive playstyle. Goblin Barrage. Oh boy. What was that? Kicker, sacrifice an artifact or goblin. Goblin Barrage deals... wow, that was a lot of damage that just went out. So I did lose the bookcase, which is unfortunate because that was my main source of defense. But we've got the Trash Master out here. I can't really do any attacks right now because I need to hold out and hope that I can block what he's sending after me. But if we can survive, then we can definitely make a comeback just based on all these really weak creatures. It's not all that problematic. All right, Siege Gang Commander's coming out. This is gonna be big. This is gonna be very big. Because all of the tokens are 2/2s because of the Trash Master. and that feels nice. So our field is officially significantly stronger than what he's got. Well, I mean, that evened things up a little bit, but I'm still feeling more confident about my strategy because I've got the Siege Gang Commander. And I can use him to destroy his Trash Master. Now, this is going to get rid of some of my tokens, but it's totally worth it. Do I have enough? I have 6 mana, and I need 4 to get rid of the Trash Master. So let's go ahead and do that. So 1 Goblin into the catapult, fire away, kaboom. And 1 more Goblin into the catapult, load it up, get ready to fire. Kaboom, the Trash Master has been eliminated. And you know what? We're going to go to the combat phase. Going to go to attackers. We're going to attack with 3. I want to see what his strategy is going to be to deal with this. All right. No blocks. All right, I've got some really big things in my hand right now, which is good. So let's fight on this. Hey, we got it. He surrendered. I had some nice plays in my hand. I had a Lava Axe, a second Gutter Snipe. We were going to do some big damage as long as we just held off a little bit longer. So that was intense going up against a very aggressive deck, but we came out on top. We got a new card, Deathless Ancient. It's got flying. It's 6 mana for a 4/4. Tap 3 untapped vampires you control. Return Deathless Ancient from the graveyard to your hand. That's a cool card. All right, let's go ahead and do another one. I feel good about stopping that aggro. All right, our starting hand this go around is super weird, and I want to keep it. I really do. But it's not going to work. This is totally not going to work. I'm going to mulligan. It's gotten worse. Well, it's not worse, but it's not better. We'll keep the mana at the top, see if we can make something happen with this. I really think this is going to be game over instantly. And I think the frustration of Magic the Gathering is part of what makes it so enjoyable. You know, even though it obviously sucks to lose and it sucks to draw bad cards and have bad games, there is a joy in the defeat when you're like, damn, that sucked. Maybe I can go in and make my deck better to change things around, improve my odds of success. There's so much that you can do to make things turn out better in your favor. There's always going to be an element of randomness to it, but whoa. Well, what I was going to say in that last game is that there's always an element of randomness in Magic the Gathering or in any card game, but it is nice to try and tweak your build and see if you can make the odds fall better in your favor. All right, so our starting hand this go around is more or less similar to what we had last time. So we're going to have a very slow start, but we'll ramp up into some pretty powerful cards if we can get there. So the plan is going to be to get the Siege Gang Commander out and then bring out the Goblin Trash Master and then attack with a wave of destruction. As an additional cost of the spell, reveal a dinosaur card from your hand or pay 1. Okay. Got a little dino. Search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield, tap, then shuffle your library. This is going to be tough for me to deal with. Big creatures are not going to be easy. So we've got to hurry up and try and get our strategy implemented. Mana Geodes on the field. We get to look at the top card. It's the King Street. It's Krenko. And that feels good. My game has been lagging a little bit. I might have to fix my drivers or something. I've been getting some problems here. But that's a story for another day. We've got a big old dinosaur on the field with reach. I don't have any flying creatures, so that's not... that doesn't really affect me at all, but that's still intimidating. So let's bring out the Siege Gang Commander. And then we get our 3 tokens on the field. The next turn, we bring out the Trash Master. Turn after that, we bring out Krenko. Normally, I like to bring out Krenko first, but he takes a little while to ramp up. And maybe it'll be better to bring him out later because I can bait out all these removal cards. I'm going to take that damage. I'm not worried about it. All right, let's get another mana. Trash Master. Let's do this. And now we get to go to the combat phase and attack for 6. That is very, very hefty. Now, next turn, if he leaves his grazing whiptail for blocking, I get to use Blind Blast on it. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So first, we bring out the Kingpin. Then we use Blind Blast on the whiptail. So now it can't block this turn, and I get to draw a card. I drew a mana. That's actually pretty awesome. Now we go to combat. And we attack with everything again. This is 9 damage? 1, bam, bam, bam. Look at that. Yeah. There we go. Holy crap. Is this the strongest deck that I've ever made? I'm on a winning streak right now. Hey, it's another Angrath, Captain of Chaos. In a previous build that I was using, I had one of them in the deck, and I was hoping that I would get more, and wouldn't you know it, I got another one. So this is pretty awesome. All right, let's do another match. This go around, we've got a pretty perfect spread of mana and cards in our hand. We're gonna get that turn 3 Krenko. Got the Blind Blast ready to stop a blocker and draw a card. There aren't many ways this can go wrong. Alright, going up against another blue deck. We don't know what they have just yet, but there could be a lot of counter spells and removal. Alright, looks like it's blue-white. I do apologize for all the frames and the stuttering that's going on. It's just as annoying for me as it is for you, I'm sure. It does make things a little bit harder to watch and to play. But it is a trading card game, so it's not the end of the world. The fluidity of things isn't the biggest problem that could go on. Looks like we're going up against a 3-color deck. I'm going to play the Arcane Encyclopedia because that's really the only thing of value that I can do right now. And then we're going to get an attack off with Krenko. He's got nothing to stop it right now, it seems. And that means things are going to get a little bit stupid. Really, if you can't deal with Krenko, he snowballs out of control really fast. Honestly, if he can't get Krenko off the field this turn, it's over. Game's over. I won. I'm sorry. Sorry, buddy. But things are getting crazy. So we're going to put the Marauder's Axe on Krenko. He's a 5/4. He's going to attack for 6. I'm going to create 6 more tokens. Wham, 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 wham. And we win the game with Lightning Strike. Wow. That was fast. That's what she said. Well, all right. That was cool though. This is a very, very, very strong deck. But it's also a lot of fun. I do enjoy the concept behind it. Krenko is definitely one of my favorite cards. The ability to snowball out of control like that is very, very satisfying. And having cards to buff his power like the Marauder's Axe and Shore Strike, which we never drew, are ways to ensure that the snowball gets bigger quicker. And it's a lot of fun. And we do have the alternative strategy in the deck with the Gutter Snipes. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, Gutter Snipe deals 2 damage. You pair that with something like Lightning Strike, we deal 3 damage to the face. Gutter Snipe deals 2 more. Pair that with a Lava Axe, 5 damage plus 2. And if we're in the late game and we get Banefire, if we have a couple of Gutter Snipes on the field, we can do a stupid amount of damage in a single turn. Banefire deals X damage to any target. If we have a lot of mana, we can deal potentially 7, 8, 9, 10 damage in a single turn. It's madness. So yeah, this is a really cool deck. I enjoy it. It's definitely something I'm going to play more often when I need to get wins to complete the daily challenges, because it's very good. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This was nice. This was a lot of fun. So if you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And if you'd like to support the channel more than you already do by doing all of those things, you can head over to patreon.com/iBluairJgR to become a patron. The name of the game is Magic the Gathering Arena. The name of the channel is iBluairJgR. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.